This is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. Well, it looks like it's only just coming up to 7:45. Looking like I'm going to be getting short on the dollar yen this morning, and so it's a case of let's bring up a deal ticket. We've been coming down. We've been coming down since. If I bring the hourly charts up, yesterday we peaked. Was it yesterday? Yeah. And then we've come off, and I have there's some downside momentum in the dollar yen at the moment, and I see some targets that it may want to work its way to. So I'm going to overall I quite like the 4-hour chart. So I'm going to be looking at a target down there based on the 4-hour charts basically. So we're going to start edging into this dollar yen shortly. Basically, when I'm doing these trading videos on a Friday, what am I basing most of the trades on? Although I'm always showing a 5-minute chart because that looks a bit more interesting for the video, generally speaking, the analysis is all done on the hourly charts, daily charts, 4-hour charts. So it's all done on the bigger time frames. And so hence why sometimes you'll say, blimey, why is he going long? Look at the 5-minute chart. Well, because the 5-minute chart doesn't actually really matter to me. So anyway, it's just makes it a little bit more interesting when you're doing a video. So let's have a look at this just as we're about to close here. I'm going to get a unit in straight away here. Stops are going to be at the highs here, so it's going to be about a 20 pip stop. Let's get a couple of units in so far there. So 2 units in short at around about 31 by looks of things, and I'll likely get another couple of units in, or at least another one in at some point. But let's just see how this plays out for now. So just let me I'll get these stops put in place, and actually why don't I just do it on the video. So here's the entries. Let's get the stops put in place. So I've put 109.52, and same on this one, 109. Okay, right, done. So I'm just going to do a little bit more analysis. This is fairly quickly. I've been looking at the charts and then taking this decision to short the dollar yen. So I'm just going to have a look at it a little bit more and see if there's any other areas that I want to wait for to add to the position and get the other couple of units in. Because basically when I'm putting these units in, I'm just splitting them so that it gives me flexibility to stagger profit taking. When you're trading FX, you can't just put a whole 4 lots in and then start taking incrementals off. You've got to put them in individually. So let me just have a quick look at that and I'll come back. Video. Okay, so the extra 2 units that I'll put in, because I'll trade up to 4 units on this, will be against the upper band here on the 5-minute chart. So that'll be my. Sometimes what I do is I stagger the entries. So rather than just going all in at one price, sometimes you can see the potential for price to move around a little bit. You're never going to be exactly 100% on your entries, and so so you get those couple of units in like I did there, just in case it takes off without you. But I also get that, reserve that potential then if it does come up to get those extra couple of units in and get a better price, better entry there. So I do like to get at least 1 unit in if I'm seeing something, to at least get 1 unit in, so I'm in even if it does run, and then I'm only in then with a smaller position, but at least I've got something. But if I do get the potential to see a retrace, or if we get a retracement, then it gives me that potential to build that position to its full size. So anyway, so that's what I'm up to there, if it can retrace up to those bands. Okay, just back here, so getting close here to the upper band, so we'll be looking to, if we can hit my upper band here, the white line, then I'll add those 2 more units, stop still in the same place, and then we'll see how it pans out this morning. Contingencies, hold on a second, here we go. Right, this is the 1 unit, 2 units. Okay, so I've got them both off. Let's put the stops in on those as well. Let's bring those over. Okay. 109. Okay, so I've got the full. I say full, but I've got 4 lots in. I don't do any more than 4 lots on this account on these videos or whatever, and I'm in with the guys in the trading room, so they know that 4 lots for them it means full position size. Um, Sometimes on these Friday videos I don't get full position size on. I only get 1 or 2 units in, which or 1 or 2 lots in, whatever you want to call it. Um, but anyway, today we have. So as far as this is concerned, like okay. So I've said that it's based on the 4-hour charts. Let's bring up the 4-hour chart now so you can see this. Okay, so what I'm looking for is price to work its way down to my green line here, which is my 4-hour 100. Now I'll reserve the right to, if I don't take anything off before that, that's if it gets down there, of course, and I don't get stopped out and not completely wrong. But if it does get down here, then there's always the potential to run a little bit more, because I've already said, well, if it comes down a bit, then we'll start getting closer towards this daily 20. But if I want to do that, then I have to be prepared to hold over the weekend, which is fine. I have no qualms with holding trades over weekends, but that's just something I have to bear in mind as far as doing the video here is concerned. When I do the Friday videos, I prefer it if I can be in and out in the same day most of the time. Not always, because sometimes if I really like something, then I won't want to come out all in the same day. But anyway, we shall see. So that's what I'm targeting down here, based on the 4-hour chart. So we've got momentum behind it. Let's see if it can roll over some more here this morning. So we'll come back to this in a while. Oh, so I'm laughing here, and I'm sorry. I'm talking with the guys in the trading room, and I've just pressed play, or record. Sorry. So this is where we're at with the dollar yen. So from where I got those entries earlier on, remember the first entry was down here at 31 something, down here. Then we added the 2 entries here. So we've got 2 entries here. And we've added the 2 entries here. Went a little bit higher. Remember the stops up here at 52. And it's gradually sort of rolling over. So it's in our favour at the moment, but it's not done a lot in pips terms, has it? So let's take us out to the bigger time frame. So this is the hourly charts here. So remember, I'm looking, actually, if I go out to the 4-hour charts, I'm targeting this green line here. There are reasons why I'm targeting this green line. But anyway, so I'm targeting that. Now that's down currently at 109.06. Now the guys have just are listening as I'm obviously as I'm saying this. The guys in the trading room. I'll show you the trading room. There it is. There's everyone there, all sat there. Hope you can see that. And we've been having a good chats this morning. It's Friday morning, so we do our confessions on a Friday, and we've been talking about trades of the week and all sorts of stuff that we've been covering off today. Trading performance, all sorts. But coming back to this dollar yen trade, if it gets down to 109.06 this green line, then I will be taking probably 3 of the 4 units off. The final unit I will hold, and that will be holding over the weekend. And that one could be down for the daily 20 moving average down here, which is this blue line here on my chart. That's on the daily chart. But the thing is with that, obviously that won't be part of the day trade all of a sudden for today's video. So it would just be a case of seeing how it gets on going into next week. But that's the plan. So I'm going to head off. It's Friday mid-morning now. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to head off to the gym, and we'll see how this is going to play out. But it's fairly sluggish here for the dollar yen so far today. I'll put some limit orders in, actually. Let's do that now, actually, whilst I'm at it. So let's bring up a couple. I don't expect the dollar yen to get all the way down there. It comes up with a suggested limit order. I don't know why. It just comes up based on I don't know what. But anyway, so let's put these limit orders in. 109.0 06 and a half. There we go. And then the same on this one. 109. Okay. That potentially could change because that moving average on the 4-hour chart will move at some point. Um, I don't expect the dollar yen to get all the way down there just while I'm down at the gym. Anyway, I shall press pause for now. Okay, just back here. It's now 11:30, and we can see here that again, since taking these two entries, where were they? About here and here, those two entries this morning, we can see that the dollar yen, it's come down a bit. When I think I last came on, it was down here at the double bottom area, and it's just really just gone sideways. So a bit stuck, this one today, on the dollar yen. So if I bring up the hourly charts again, that's what it's up to. So since the down move first thing this morning, this was the 7 a.m. bar, it's really not done much since then. So you have to put up with that, and sometimes just be patient and wait for a market to come to you. Anyway, I shall. We'll just have to sit back and see what happens with it. There's nothing more to do. I'll press pause for now. Just back, and I've just realised that I had the mic on mute. Anyway, dollar yen still sat in it. I've been out having lunch. I've been having a haircut, and it's still hardly moved. It's down at 109.22. So remember, I got in at 31 and 37. So it's really not. If I can zoom it up, this is where we got in this morning. Up over here. It's not done a lot. Now, if the dollar yen does not get down to target by this evening, then I will just probably come out. That will be a first in a long time. It's very rare that that happens, but I don't think that where the stops are up here relative to where we're at is whether it will be worthwhile holding over the weekend. It probably wouldn't be, but I think it's only 2:30 at the moment, so we'll see what happens. So we've still got that potential to get down to that green line on the 4-hour chart there. So it's working its way there. It's just been very, very slow today. So I'll come back to this as and when we get there. But you know, the trade's running. It's just very, very slow. Now, can I, as I can see, it's just having another little jump. Oh, that's perfect. Look, this is I'm coming on. I've to come on. Right, now I can move my stops. I was just about to say, if we can break these lows, I'll finally move those stops down. So I'm going to move the stops down to about 48. Okay, so not a lot, but I want to give it plenty of slack for now. But I'm basically tracking the stops above the bands and above the 20 moving average up here. So I could have it a bit tighter if I really wanted to and have it down at 40, but I don't even want to do that. I could, yeah, 46 maybe is probably still okay right up there, yeah. So I'll move the stops down to 46 for now. Now, just coming back here, we can see this dollar yen is coming down for that target. It's actually only 10 pips away. The target's at 0.7. I've got orders in at 0.7 and 0.6.5. So I've already put the limit orders in on that, on 3 of those units, and then I might leave 1 unit to run going into the early part of next week. So we actually do only have maybe about 10 pips to go to get down to that level. So, and it's starting to get down there. So we'll see how we go. But because I'm coming and going from my office, rather than me sitting here and trying to manually execute, I've got those orders sat there. So if I show you the orders, I'll just take a screenshot. Got to take a screenshot because, as always, I'm in open swings at the moment and on the account. Okay. So here's the 4 trades executed this morning. Remember, the first 2 were at 31 first thing. Then I added those 2 units in the 37s there. My stops I've moved down to 46, as you can see now, and I've got orders in. Well, I had them in at 0.6.5 from this morning because that was where that green line was, the 100, and I've just put another order in at 0.7 there. So this is where the P&L is as I speak, as I've just taken this still from the account. So it's running okay, but we're still not there yet. So we shall see how this goes. So the green line is the 100 down there, so targeting that. But like I said, I think this morning, I think if it gets down there, there could be a bit more to the downside. So I might just run that, see if I can run that fourth unit that little bit lower. So we'll see how we go. It's been a long old slog for it to get down there today, but it doesn't really matter. It's just taken a while just to make those few pips, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, just back, and it's now what, 10 past 6. Just got back in again, and I've been coming and going all afternoon, and I've seen that this dollar yen, it had a big old bounce here, and it's rolled back over again. My stop, remember, was at 46. It got to about 43 point something. But here we are at 10 past 6, and this day trade has, still not got to target. So I'm going to have to make a decision on it at some point. I may just hold on to it now as we go over the weekend. Yeah, it's in profit at the moment, but it's been in better profit down here. It's not done much though, is it? So but quite rare that you get into a trade at 6:45 in the morning, a day trade with day trade stop on it, and it either doesn't get to your target or your stop. So interesting stuff. Anyway, we'll come back to it in a bit. Okay, and finally back. This is the dollar yen. Let's have a look at this picture from the shorts this morning. This is where they were. I think it was this morning. Yeah, over here. We've been lower. We came back up. We've not stopped out, but we've come back down again. And so I'm in a marginal amount of profit. Let's actually take a screenshot again of the of those 4 positions, and there it is. So there's the 4 positions. Remember, we had the 2 units at 31s, the 2 units at 37s, and then I've just taken this screenshot. We're sitting at 28. So just as the live charts are just moving back down to 27. But anyway, so a small return today. I'm going to close these out shortly, so I'll just close those out. So what's that? £100, 100, and well, it's down at 27 now, so it's up a little bit more than that. So it's okay. Actually, if I take another screenshot, if I hurry up and get this sorted out, then yeah, it'll be. It's a small return, isn't it? Very, very small. But some days just go like that. You can't always have everything you want when it comes to trading. Now I've just taken another screenshot now, and you can see it's now moved a little bit more. It's 120, 140, 160. Whatever, 160 odd pounds. So I'll be closing it out shortly. That's trading. It's very rare that this happens where the stop was only what was it? I don't know, not a lot in pips terms. The stop, and where they just don't get to your target or get stopped out. Really rare. But I'm sitting here and I've just come back in. It's nearly 9:15 at night, so have to make a decision and close out. I could leave them, but no, I'll close out and then we'll come back. I'll come back to it on Monday. So a good lesson there. Well, not really much of a lesson, but you have to stick with your trade. Sometimes even when you stick with it, it doesn't really do much on a day trading basis. So we'll leave it at that. Enjoy your weekends. Back next week.